What's up, world? Welcome back to Radical Investors, where we talk about crypto, stocks, and all the ways how to get to the money. I'm Wasu.
I'm Hamed.
And today we're talking about a gene programming company that potentially is going to go to the moon. You don't want to miss this one.
Let's go!
All right, so before we get into the video, we want to ask you guys to please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us grow our channel. It helps more people watch this content. More people come in to the Radical Investor family, and that's what we want. We want our movement to grow.
That's right, guys. Here on our channel, we're here to provide you with quantum gains. That's the value we're here to give you. Quantum gains plays. So if that's something that you're excited about or looking into, definitely bless that subscribe button. And with that, let's go. We're talking about Ginkgo Bioworks. Ginkgo Bioworks. It's being taken public via SPAC, Srng, guys. Ginkgo is what would you say is the best way to simplify this thing? I mean, they do so much, but how would you phrase?
I like the way that one of the founders describes it as the AWS of genes.
Working side by side to crank up the speed of nature. They're taking synthetic DNA, remixing it, and programming microorganisms, turning these living samples into mini factories that could one day pump out new foods, fuels, and medicines. Every piece of DNA here is barcoded and cataloged in what's considered the world's largest genetically engineered strain bank. This biological assembly line is at the heart of an emerging field that's raising billions of dollars and attracting a ton of attention: synthetic biology.
We are surrounded by biology. It's personal care products. It's the clothes we wear in form of cotton and hemp. It's houses we live in. It's gasoline. It's medicine. And because biology is in everything, if we have the power to engineer biology, we have the power to affect every single aspect of our life.
Nature's had billions of years of trial and error to engineer biology and select its best designs. But we only just figured out how to read the source code 50 years ago. Because every living thing, you, me, this exotic bird, that oozing amoeba, are built from a unique set of instructions that come down to just 4 letters.
It's the DNA that decides what the microorganism does. It's the DNA that decides what the organism looks like, how it acts, if it will grow or if it will not grow. It all comes down to DNA.
But thanks to a few technology curves, we can now read, write, cut, and paste DNA faster and cheaper than ever, creating a whole new set of instructions beyond what nature intended.
Synthetic biology is defined not by tools, but by intent. The vast majority of biologists in the world are looking to understand something more about nature and discover some secrets of nature as an end in and of itself, and that's a profoundly empowering pursuit. What we're trying to do in synthetic biology instead is engineer nature to do something that we want it to. So, synthesize a vitamin or detect something in the environment or make a food product that you don't normally make.
If you've ordered an Impossible Whopper at Burger King, you've taken a bite of an engineered food product. That meat flavor comes from heme, an iron-containing molecule found in a special soybean protein that was isolated from fermented yeast. Tasty.
The goal and the intention is purely different. It's to elicit a function and create a product, create an item, create a cellular machine.
Thinking of cells as programmable machines is a convergence of biology, engineering, and computing. It sees the building blocks of life that form cells and then tissues and so on as parts that can be reassembled, programmed, and standardized, just like transistors and logic gates inside a computer chip.
A computer understands zeros and ones. That's the code. You can see biology in very much the same way, where DNA is the code. And if you can work with that, you can encode your organism.
This all sounds like they're making GMOs, and you'd be right to make that association. Synthetic biology does leverage genetic engineering as a tool in its toolkit. But instead of engineering wheat, for instance, by adding or tweaking a specific gene to make it more drought resistant, synthetic biology has the potential to turn it into something totally different.
You can create code that does not exist anywhere in nature. You can make up your complete own code.
Right? So I really like that because that's what they're doing. So they program cells to do different functions. And it's one of those things that can seem so small, but literally it's groundbreaking, right? It's absolutely groundbreaking.
It's endless, right?
Yeah.
Like if we think about AWS with Amazon, I mean, just think about how many different types of applications are built on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Netflix, I mean, basically everything on our phones, guys. So yeah, with that being said, so Ginkgo, just to give you the stats on the company, when they close, they're going to have a valuation of about $17 billion. Post-acquisition, they're going to have about $3 billion in cash, which is great for a company like this because they can go out and acquire and dominate that space, right? They're going to have a lot of chess moves for that.
So taking a step back, it's important to talk about why that's important, right? The AWS for genes, why that's important. Right now, if you want to edit a gene, right, it's a long, laborious process that a lot of companies say for instance, on one of the articles that was written about this company on Bloomberg, they talked about how a fragrance company came to them to drop costs. So in order to drop costs, they wanted them to mass produce a certain oil, right? So what they did was they hacked into a mint plant, right? Because that's the type of oil that they wanted, and they took that gene and they input it into yeast, right? So a yeast evidently, right, grows really, really fast. So instead of producing beer, it produced that particular oil that the fragrance company was looking for, right? So instead of the fragrance company having to spend all that time, right, developing that one plant, right, they drop costs and it speeds up their development, right? And that's just in the fragrance space.
Yeah, I mean, and to show, like, you see how that process was sped up. That's the same technology that was used with the vaccine that Moderna put out.
Exactly.
Right? Like it was this company, Ginkgo Bioworks, that had their hands all over that as far as getting that vaccine available as quickly as that was made. Yeah. So, this just kind of shows it's not only just like the AWS, but like with that comes speed and lowering of costs. So, you can really apply this company to a lot of industries. Obviously the medical sector is going to be hit, right? But like even with your example, fragrance, like who would have thought, right?
Consumer tech, food,
consumer
industry,
goods, textiles, and
there's a lot.
It's endless, guys. And right now, so it's currently trading. It's trading below $10 right now, actually, guys. So you're basically below the floor cost of a SPAC. And we wanted to bring this one to you right now because SPACs have been taking a hit. Right. There's no attention that's being shunned on the SPACs, but there's still quality companies that are being set up to go public, and this is a good opportunity to kind of like pay attention to things that the masses aren't paying attention to, and that's you'll find good value. Absolutely.
And very impressive team. MIT backed, right? They've been doing this for decades at this point. They've already bought companies that have that tried to do certain things like they're trying to do before them, and they went bankrupt. They bought machines from those companies. The team's absolutely outstanding. It's just this is one of the companies, right, that we live for just because we generally like this space. We're LA guys, so we're really into biohacking and kind of extending the life possibility or the human possibilities, right? So that's a great thing. But to us, this company is a no-brainer, right? They already have a ton of the relationships in place needed to go long. They're already proved out their technology.
Absolutely.
The founding team's absolutely superstars in this space. It makes no sense, and it's trading underneath the $10.
Yeah.
Right?
And so when they do go public, guys, their ticker symbol is going to be DNA.
See, that's a $100 billion ticket symbol right there.
That's like that's a golden, like if this was the domain world, that alone it's just extreme value. So, you know, they were smart enough to reserve that back whenever they did that, right? How many companies that we follow in this space didn't have that reservation,
Foresight,
right? That foresight for that. So, guys, these guys, you guys definitely want to keep them on your radar. Guys, we're gonna link down below the investor presentation where you can just do your due diligence. But definitely, we think this is a 10x play for us. You know, this is definitely one of our long-term holds, and we think there's a lot of potential for this company.
It's one of the ones, man. Put it in your long-term portfolio for sure. Hey guys, so if you are enjoying the content that we're making on this channel, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We want you in the gang. We want you in the tribe.
That's right, guys. Bless that like and subscribe button. We've got links down below for crypto and stock platforms where you can purchase crypto and stocks. You get free incentives, so make sure you take advantage of those things, guys. And like always,
happy hunting. We'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.